Japan is upping the ante against China. From its anti-China activism in the Indo-Pacific to its anti-CCP lobbying in Eastern and Central Europe, Tokyo is leaving no stone unturned to ensure that Chinese expansionism is inhibited. Not only is Japan foiling China's BRI ambitions in Europe, but is also convincing European nations to join the efforts of ensuring a free and open Indo-Pacific. Want to know how? Keep watching this video by TFI Global, where I, Sanbir Ranhotra, your host, explain to you how Japan is stepping up its anti-Beijing activism not only in its neighborhood but as far as in Europe. Japan is emerging as a true global power, which is ready to get involved in serious geopolitical tussles for undermining Chinese authoritarianism. Now, Tokyo is getting involved in Eastern Europe in a serious bid to force the European Union into taking a strong anti-China line. The European Union is looking to work out its first ever official strategy for the Indo-Pacific. In this context, Japanese Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi embarked on a tour of Central and Eastern Europe with a twofold purpose. Firstly, Tokyo wants to damage China's Belt and Road Initiative investments in the region, and secondly, the Japanese government wants to exploit divisions within the EU in order to compel Brussels into taking a tough stance against China. Motegi is going to meet his counterparts from all key Central and Eastern European nations. On Friday, the top Japanese diplomat met his Slovenian counterpart Anže Logar. The meeting was successful as Logar made a fervent appeal for closer bilateral cooperation with Japan and also stressed the need to respect international law in the Indo-Pacific, where China often defies the rule of law with its maritime aggression. Bosnia-Herzegovina is Motegi's next stop. On Thursday, the Japanese foreign minister will travel to Poland and meet his counterparts from the Visegrad Group or V4, a group of 4 European nations that also includes the Czech Republic, Slovakia and Hungary. One may seem to think why these countries become so important at a time when the EU is looking to release a formal Indo-Pacific strategy. As EU members, these Central and Eastern European nations, of course, carry voting power, but there are bigger political factors at play behind Motegi's visit to the region. Firstly, China has been trying to increase its influence in the region. Many Central and Eastern European nations are BRI partners, and Beijing's debt trap diplomacy is in full swing. Montenegro, for example, is struggling to repay China's predatory loans. Tokyo, therefore, looks at an opportunity to play up anti-China sentiment in the region and compel Eastern European countries to look at Japan as a substitute for Chinese investment. Motegi carries a clear message for Central and Eastern Europe. Chinese debts are predatory and you must attract Japanese investments in order to avoid another Montenegro-like disaster. Secondly, Japan is also looking to force Brussels into a tough Indo-Pacific policy against China. Within Japan, there is an apprehension that since the EU is not directly affected by Chinese belligerence, it might not take a tough stance, unlike the US and Japan. The fact that Brussels gets swayed away by Chinese investments also became clear when the EU signed an investment deal with Beijing last year. However, the Suga administration in Japan knows that the EU is not united. It is divided into 2 halves, Western Europe and Eastern Europe. In 2004, the EU did manage to rope in 8 Eastern European nations, but the fact remains that Western Europeans consider the countries that acceded to the EU in 2004 or even between 2007 and 2013 as new and not fully European. Many Eastern European nations themselves do not feel comfortable within the EU as they don't have much say in policy making. Countries like Hungary have even shown signs of rebellion against the Brussels-based body, exposing the deep divisions within the intergovernmental organization. Now, when the interests of a global power like Tokyo do not match with the EU leadership, then the former does find an easy opportunity in playing up the EU's insecurities by wooing Eastern European nations. For Tokyo, it will be a fair deal to exploit the divisions within the EU. This becomes much more probable when something like Brussels' Indo-Pacific policy is at stake. Eastern Europe is ready to be taken away by a foreign power, and Tokyo will have no qualms in pulling it onto its side. Motegi's visit is thus full of symbolism and sends a clear message. The ultimate purpose is to, of course, derail the EU-China investment treaty while also forcing Brussels to pursue a tough Indo-Pacific policy.